Hi, I'm Kate and welcome to my kitchen. Do you know what the most Googled recipe is at the moment? It's banana bread. We're gonna make some that's a little bit healthier with a chocolate twist. And better yet, you are gonna make it along with me. At any time, if you need to, just pause the video so you can catch up. So what ingredients are we gonna need to make this banana bread? We're gonna need some ripe bananas. 1, 2, 3. These are nice and ripe. You can see how they're starting to go a little bit black. That means they're getting sweeter and softer. Perfect for banana bread. We're also going to need some wholemeal flour and the chocolatey twist, some cocoa, some extra virgin olive oil, an egg, some brown sugar, a little bit of allspice, some bi-carb of soda to help it rise, and some chocolate chips. Okay, let's move all our ingredients to the side. If you don't have an egg or an egg free, this will be fine because it's got lots of bananas. You could use cinnamon instead of allspice. Now we've got all our ingredients ready, we're going to need some equipment. So we're going to need a bowl, a wooden spoon, a fork to mash our bananas with. We're also going to need some measuring cups and some measuring spoons. If you don't have any measuring spoons, that's okay. You can use a teaspoon or a tablespoon instead. And of course, we're going to need a dish to bake it all in. So we're going to need a pan. A bread pan is perfect, but you could also use a cake tin. And very last, we're going to need a pastry brush. Okay, let's get started. Before we get started, there's 2 golden rules I need to teach you about being in the kitchen. Can anyone guess what they might be? That's right, the first one is you need to be clean. Being clean means having a nice clean space, tying your hair back, and also washing our hands. I'm going to teach you a brand new way to wash your hands to make sure they are super duper clean for cooking. The way to remember this is to remember how many fingers do you have on one hand. So we need to remember to wash the front of our hands, the backs of our hands. Number 3, in between our fingers. 4 is our thumb slide. Our nails is number 5. So everyone, go and wash your hands and come back. The second golden rule is to be careful. In the kitchen, things are hot and things are sharp. So we need to be careful, listen, use our walking feet, and if you're very little, get mum or dad or grandma or grandpa or whoever's around to help you. All right, let's start by going to turn on our ovens. We need 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we're ready to make our banana bread. First, take your 3 ripest bananas and peel them and put them into your bowl. Now remember that rule to be clean? We can be clean as we work as well. So go and put your peels in the bin or in the compost. So our 3 bananas go in here. Now you can take your fork and give those bananas a really good mash. The riper they are, the easier they'll be to squash down. Did you know there's over 1,000 different types of bananas? Some are sweet and we use them in things like smoothies and banana bread, on porridge, or eat them as a snack. And some are savoury. They're called plantains and they're eaten a bit like potatoes. Okay, once your banana is nicely mashed, and when you mash, remember to push down using these prongs, not stabbing, but pushing. Okay, this fork can now go into the sink. Let's put our wet ingredients in first. We'll put our egg in. Who's cracked an egg before? Crack it on the bench or the side of your bowl and just open it up. Great. Again, into the compost or the bin. Next, we're going to add our olive oil. We need half a cup of olive oil. There we go. Get your half cup measure and put half a cup of olive oil in there. If you don't have extra virgin olive oil, you could use any other oil you have. That is all our wet ingredients. So we can give that a nice stir. Now, we're going to save this banana for decoration. Next, let's put in our dry ingredients. So we need half a cup of brown sugar. So I'm going to use my half a cup again. You can just flatten it in there, make sure it's nice and straight, and put that in there like that. Now this one, a half cup measure, can go into the sink. We're also going to need our flour. This is wholemeal flour or whole wheat flour. If you have a look at it, you can see it's a little bit browner than other flours. If you only have the regular flour, that's okay. And this is just plain flour. We need 1 cup and a quarter of flour. When you're putting flour in, I'm just going to get a knife to show you. You just flatten it out like this to make sure you've got the right amount. So 1 cup and 1 quarter. Does anyone know how many quarter cups makes a whole? That's right, 4 quarters. We also need 1 teaspoon of bi-carb of soda. This will help our banana bread rise. If you don't have any of this one, you could use 2 teaspoons of baking powder. But I've got bi-carb of soda or baking soda, and I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon. Put the lid back on there to help stay clean. Next, we're going to put 1/4 of a cup of our cocoa. You could also use cacao if you wanted to. Now fill this up, and this is gonna give it our chocolatey twist. Yum! Put the lid back on that one, and put that in there. And our last thing is our allspice. All you could use some cinnamon. We want 1/4 of a teaspoon, just a little bit. If you've got a teaspoon instead, you just want to use a little bit. Well, our banana bread is looking pretty good. Have you got everything in yours? We're going to give it a really big mix so that all of these nice ingredients come together. It's smelling very cocoa-y. Can you smell the cocoa? Okay, now when you're mixing, make sure you have one hand on the bowl and one hand giving it a mix. Okay, and we want to scrape down the edges and keep mixing until it's all mixed together. Now, let's add 1/2 cup of dark chocolate chips. Yum! And one more mix. Great! Our batter is ready. So get your tin and your pastry brush. Put a little bit of oil in there like that, and then brush it all around. If you want to measure, it's about 1 tablespoon in there, but we want to make sure it's all oiled so that it doesn't stick. Lovely. Okay, now we take our mixture and we put it all into our tin. You could make this any shape you like. We try and get as much as we can in. Now remember to help clean up. So once we've got everything we can in there, we go and put this into the sink. Okay, now we have our delicious chocolatey banana bread in there. Let's give it a little bit of decoration. Clean up the space a little bit. So we peel our last banana, and this is going to be our decoration. You can cut it into circles. I'm going to cut mine into some lines. I'm using a bridge cut. A bridge cut is when you put your fingers either side of a food and cut through the middle. So now you can put your bananas as decoration on the top like this. Take an extra handful of choc-chips and sprinkle them on the top, and your banana bread is ready to bake. It bakes in the oven for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes in the oven, it's time to carefully take out your banana bread using an oven mitt and get someone to help if you need. We're gonna need to test it, so either get a butter knife or a skewer. Put it into the banana bread. Remember, the pan is hot. Make sure you go in somewhere around a choc chip because they're gonna be all melty. If the knife comes out or the skewer nice and clean, your banana bread is ready. If not, put it back in the oven for 5 or 10 more minutes. Different ovens are different, and different pans, depending on the size, can take different time as well. Leave it to cool about 10 minutes in the pan. I've already cooled mine. And then carefully take your banana bread out. Look at that delicious banana bread that you have made. Let it cool down for another 5 minutes, and then you can cut it up and enjoy it. And before you go, remember the recipe is in the description below, a link to the recipe if you want that. I've got one more fun banana fact for you. Did you know that a bunch of bananas is also called a hand? Because each of these bananas are like fingers. So bye for now. Please like and subscribe. Bye.